Thanks for waking up with us. It is Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday, August 21st. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano. How would you have reacted if it was a Monday again?
I just would have been in shock. We can't do that twice.
Just thought yesterday was a rough dream. Now you have to do it all again.
Yeah.
We're all happy it's Tuesday. Hopefully you guys are too. We know Elisa Rappa is. She has your forecast first on this Tuesday morning. It was a little wet to start for me today, Elisa.
Yeah, to backtrack, to me it feels like Wednesday because we were doing storm coverage on Sunday. So
yeah. You had a little double time, extra time?
I'm all messed up with the days now this week. It's 68 degrees in Springfield right now. We're starting out with clouds and some patchy fog in spots. It's west and northwest wind at 9 miles per hour, humid dew points, and we're still wrapping around some clouds. We've got 5 miles visibility in Springfield, 5 also in Rolla, and 9 up in Clinton. Again, nothing too crazy, but you'll have some patchy, maybe even locally dense fog in spots if you're around those valleys or those lakes. We're still wrapping around cloud cover behind this system. This is the system that dropped 6 tornadoes on Sunday. It's finally moving east, but again, we're still wrapping around some of those clouds and maybe some patchy drizzle out there this morning. 68 degrees in Springfield and in Branson, and 67 in Rolla and in Fort Leonard Wood. You might run into some of that fog or drizzle this morning. Then we'll have dry conditions in the afternoon with just some clouds lingering. So at the bus stop this morning, we've got some clouds and temperatures in the 60s, 81 by Dismas, so cool for August. We've got 6 tornadoes confirmed from Sunday. I'll go through those reports again coming up in a few minutes. And then we're talking about storm chances returning by later on this week. Details in 10 minutes.
So we'll check in with you then. Well, it's the beginning of the school year, and an issue that many college students face is parking. Caller 10 spoke to the Missouri State University Transportation Department about a new program the school is implementing this year to help students find parking. The program doesn't have an official title yet, but for now they're calling it Parking Bears. It's a program where the Department of Transportation monitors cameras around parking lots to direct students to open parking spots so they don't have to waste time driving around. Students Caller 10 spoke with say they had a lot of problems finding parking in the last couple of years and often didn't make it to class on time. So Cole Pruitt and Joy Rhodes with the Department of Transportation came up with Parking Bears to get students directly to an empty parking space.
So what we've done is we've looked at class schedules and we know when the majority of our students are going to be on campus. And we just go through our camera system that we have for Missouri State, and we look at the parking lots and see where the majority of parking is available and where some of our challenges are going to be.
We keep cameras on our desktop, and we can, with very much ease, we can direct them to some parking that they can get to and then hop on that shuttle.
There are 2 ways you can find out where that parking is available. The first is you can go to their Twitter page, where they plan on posting once at least every 45 minutes for the first week of school, or you can call their office during business hours as well. For the first week, the Department of Transportation plans on updating Twitter between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. And as for phone calls, the usual hours are 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That will be extended until 6 p.m. for the first week of school. The department's Twitter page and phone number will be on our website at ozarksfirst.com.
Some more local news to get into now. A woman in Taney County is distraught at the cost of her most recent water bill. Linda Petty's $432 tab is a bit more than its usual $10 to $20 amount per month. Petty thinks there's been a malfunction in the new meters, but the water company disagrees. According to Taney County Water District Number 2, Petty used more than 10,000 gallons of water over the course of 3 days. But living as a single woman, she says it's pretty much impossible she could use that much.
I didn't do it. There's no way I could do it. We've measured it every which way that we can, and it can't go through the pipes, not that fast.
The manager at the water company says they offered to retest the meter before requiring payment, but Linda says that never happened. In the meantime, she and her son say they'll continue to fight against that bill and will take legal action if necessary.
In a local spotlight now, Governor Mike Parson has appointed an evangel professor to Missouri's Child Abuse and Neglect Review Board.
Donna Washburn has over 20 years of experience in social work and counseling and says she believes it's her civic duty to help families in Southwest Missouri. Daniel Shedd joins us now in the studio with more on her new voluntary role.
Well, Joe and Lauren, good morning. There are 5 child abuse and neglect review boards across the state, and each plays a role in the appeals process. Here in Southwest Missouri, that board meets once a month and reviews cases that have already determined that child abuse or neglect has occurred.
And you know, one of the principles this country is founded on is appropriate justice, and being able to have appeals process in all forms of adjudication is something that is a hallmark of the United States. And so even in very difficult situations of child abuse, an alleged perpetrator has the right to appeal and have an independent group hear the case. And I think that that's really important, that we maintain that even in difficult situations of child abuse and neglect. We want to make sure we get it right.
Now, Donna Washburn's first meeting on that board of 9 individuals occurs today, but that's really only a snippet of her story. She grew up as a missionary kid in Zimbabwe and South Africa, and those experiences generated a love for the underserved and the oppressed. You can hear our full interview on the Color 10 podcast.
All right, Daniel, thank you. Turning the page now to a Color 10 follow-up report. Enough is enough. That's the cry from people in one area of southeast Springfield who don't want another development in their neighborhood. Tonight, people who live and do business near Sequiota Park are set to meet with the developer and engineer of a 4-story apartment complex set to be built right across from the park. Just a few weeks ago, we spoke with people who say they've seen enough construction there and that more development would bring parking and traffic problems and would heighten flooding concerns. Now there's a petition against 2 developments proposed along Lone Pine Avenue. Tanya Wilhite-Vaughn tells us she doesn't want to see the spirit of the neighborhood hurt by development.
Even looking at, how this neighborhood looked 5 years ago, some sections are becoming unrecognizable, and I think we need to stop and slow down and get a plan for this neighborhood going forward to maintain the history of this neighborhood.
Color 10 does plan to have a crew at that meeting tonight, and we will bring you the latest.
A former Lebanon teacher has been sentenced for having sexual conduct with a student. 31-year-old Elizabeth Morgan has been sentenced to 1 year behind bars. However, a judge ruled she will only have to serve 2 years of probation with Child Protective Services. Morgan was arrested back in January after the Lebanon Police Department became aware of a relationship between Morgan, who was the school drama teacher, and a male student. Still